now.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, Rain.
Wow, that was a lot of fun. And now it's time for the Diversity Business Report by the Minority Business Entrepreneur magazine. And our publisher of the magazine, Barbara Oliver, will be giving us the report. As you may know, I am a columnist for Minority Business Entrepreneur magazine. So if you want to check out the magazine or my column, go to MBEmag.com. That's MBEmag.com. Take it away, Barbara.
Happy Black History Month, everyone. You know, when President Richard Nixon signed the executive order that created the Office of Minority Business Enterprise in 1969, history was being made. The Minority Business Development Agency, as it's known today, still exists as an important resource for minority businesses. But this historical event would not have been possible without the contributions and sacrifices of a courageous and pioneering few. Supplier diversity and diversity and inclusion grew out of the civil rights movement. So every year in February, we take the time to celebrate and remember these African Americans and others who fought for equality in this country and the world. It's also fitting that we pay tribute to the programs that were created to assist the African American community in achieving full participation in our economic development. From the small businesses of the early 19th century to the high-tech CEOs of today, there's been no shortage of business acumen and ingenuity in the diverse business community. Part of what we do here at MBE Magazine is to cover and highlight those individuals. They exist, at least in part, as a result of the hard work done by those who came before us. It goes without saying that the early entrepreneurs who had to fight for the right to own a business and property contributed to the success of business people who work hard to earn contracting dollars today. We've been fortunate to have had many successful African American businessmen and women grace our covers over the past 30 years. Among them, Antoinette Ford, Warren Thompson, Chuck Sanders, and Christopher Shea. They all shared their inspirations, both past and present, with MBE Magazine. Chuck Sanders talked about Madame C.J. Walker, a woman who started a beauty products business and turned it into a business empire. Shea spoke of Robert Johnson, who founded the nation's first Black-specific television station. Of course, for Ford and Thompson, like so many of us, their heroes were closer to home. They looked to their own family members, who had set for them prime examples of hard work, which inspires them on a daily basis to carry on and do well. In our latest issue, we interviewed Ronnie McGee, an architect in Washington, D.C., whose focus is on preserving the architectural legacy of the African American community. McGee talked about his work on what used to be the Whitelaw Hotel, one of the community's first hotels designed, built, and owned by African Americans in the early 20th century. It fell into disrepair over the years until, in part through his efforts, it was restored and has taken its rightful place in the history of the city. I like to think that, like Ronnie McGee, MBE Magazine exists to not only shine a light on the major issues that face our communities, but to preserve the memory of those that are continuing to fight to preserve the legacy of which we are stewards. We should work together to make sure that down the line, when we are regarded in history, we will be viewed as expanders of opportunities for all, not just a few. That we will not lose sight of the challenges others face and reach back to help those following behind. Along with everyone else in the diversity and inclusion community, MBE works hard daily to build on the foundation that we have inherited from those innovators and visionary African American role models we know so well. I encourage you to join us. Visit us at mbemag.com and subscribe today. not only to gain access to meaningful content that will improve your understanding of your place in the business world, but also to work with us to shore up the foundations that were laid for us not so very long ago. And as always, until next time, think diverse.